The most prominent feature of handy drums is the mixer, as it gives you immediate access to all of the essential features. In this video, we'll go into its details. Most of the features here will come as no surprise. Audition buttons. The instrument icons on top of each channel also act as audition buttons, and pressing them will play instruments' available articulations at random velocities. This is an easy way to test whether the plugin is correctly connected to the sample library and everything works. Volume faders. Volume faders control the gain of each instrument group. Level indicators. The discrete level indicator will be visible whenever a signal is present in the instrument channel. Panners. Right below each instrument name is a panner. These are combined panners in that they blend both L and R channels when panning them to one side, helping preserve the integrity of the samples. This is different from how regular panners work, where panning to one side is achieved simply by lowering the level of the opposite side. When you hover over a panner mode pop-up box will display, enabling you to quickly swap L for R or turn the channel into a mono track. It is important to note that all instruments found in handy drums are presented in a stereo image, and their default panning state is in the center. If an instrument is heard more to one side of the stereo image, it is because it was either recorded or mixed that way or a combination of both. Panning such an instrument to the opposite side will not yield the same results as the original sound. Instead, you should use the RL panning mode to swap the L and R channels, instantly placing the instrument on the opposite side of the stereo image. To preserve the stereo integrity of the samples, we recommend keeping the panning to a minimum. When a channel is in reverse mode, the panner will change color to orange. To turn any instrument mono, simply select the mono mode in the panner mode pop-up. The panner will turn orange, and the handle will become circular with M in the middle, indicating that it is in mono mode. Mute and solo buttons. Below volume faders are mono and solo buttons, laid out in a manner to determine the status of any and all channels at a glance. The solo buttons have priority over mute buttons, so if you engage solo whilst mute button is already active, the solo button will override it and disengage the mute. However, if you press the mute button whilst solo is active, nothing will change and the channel will remain soloed until you disengage the solo button. Each time a solo or mute button is engaged, a master solo and mute indicators will appear to the right of the master fader. Pressing these indicator buttons will disengage all active solo or mutes respectively. Submixers. Some instruments, such as the snare drum and hi-hat, contain several components and will have a dot above their icons. Hovering over the dots reveals that they are buttons that will display additional submixers when pressed. This allows you to adjust further levels between components of a single instrument group, such as the opened and closed hi-hats. Submixers include volume faders, level indicators, panners, and mute buttons. Subgroup panel. The circular button in the top right corner of the mixer expands a panel with the two main subgroups, drum set and percussion, allowing you to adjust the overall balances between these two instrument groups. Like the other channels, they come with volume faders, but are differentiated from regular faders with the small orange dot in the center of the handle. Also included are the panners and the 3-pan modes, mute and solo buttons, as well as discrete level indicators. Master fader. The fader on the far right is the master fader for the plugin, indicated by the solid orange circular handle, accompanied by the discrete level indicator and a mute button that mutes all incoming MIDI data. You can easily switch between the drums and percussion mixer using the tabs. They have identical components and functionalities. MIDI learn. All components of the mixer can be manipulated using a hardware MIDI controller by assigning any of the available CCs, continuous controllers, to them. There are a couple of ways to assign a controller to one of the components of HandyDrum's mixer. You can select a CC by right-clicking on a component and then hovering over Assign MIDI CC in the pop-up, at which point you'll be presented with a list of all available CC numbers to pick from. An easier way to assign any knob or slider on your MIDI controller is to select the option to learn MIDI CC. Then simply move the hardware slider or knob on your MIDI controller you wish to assign to this component on HandyDrums. It will instantly be assigned to it and be able to control the component. To clear the assigned CC, right-click on the component and select Remove CC. To preserve your CC assignment for future use, you must save the current state of the plugin as a preset using the Preset Manager. You can recall your saved preset from the Preset Manager at any point in the future. To learn more about any other elements of HandyDrums, please see our other relevant videos or visit the tutorials section of the Goran Grooves library website. If you haven't yet tried the latest version of HandyDrums, head over to the Goran Grooves library and get a free trial now. Thanks for watching.